Well, tax season is here, and a warning before you file. Data shows that there were more than 7 million reports of suspicious activity last year when it came to tax returns. So we want to help keep you and your personal information safe. So we called in the big guns this morning. Joining us live, Special Agent in charge at the IRS Seattle Field Office, Brett Cresson, is here this morning. Brett, good morning to you.
Good morning, Bill. Thank you for having me.
You bet. So what are the most common scams that you are seeing this tax season, and how are criminals targeting people?
So the biggest thing that we're seeing and have seen over the last few years is phishing scams. And this is where you're getting emails that purport to be either from the IRS or other financial institutions, and what we've seen is an increasingly level of sophistication with these scams. I mean, I even get these ones and I have to do a double take. I mean, they look very legitimate. What we're telling people is make sure, again, when you're talking about the IRS, we are not going to contact you directly through email like that. We're going to send you mail correspondence on those initial contacts, and we're not going to ask for your social security number or dates of birth, any sort of personal identifiable information. So we're encouraging people to be very wary of emails because that is the biggest way we're seeing that. You know, another thing that we're seeing a lot of is fraudsters preying on people that may owe money to us and promise you these, you know, we can settle for pennies on the dollar. If you give us $1,000, we'll take care of your IRS debt. Be very wary of people telling you that. The best way to resolve any IRS debts you may be through that you owe to the IRS will be directly through the IRS. You know, and then finally, with tax season on us, be very cautious in who you're picking as a return preparer. We see a lot of return preparers promise these big refunds, things like that. Be wary of tax return preparers that are promising you a big refund and they're taking a percentage of that refund. I always encourage people, if you do use a tax return preparer, have them explain to you what's on that return and why you're getting a deduction or why things aren't on there. You should be able to understand that because ultimately, each individual taxpayer is responsible.
Okay, so what do we do if we think we've fallen victim to a tax scam?
So if you go to irs.gov, right on the website, there's links right on there to report that type of information to us so we can get that into the proper hands at the IRS.
Brett Cresson with the IRS, thank you so much for joining us. Great information.
Thank you, Bill.
All right, let's get some details on what's happening traffic-wise with Mr. Gerke.